Installing non-metallic sheath cable, often referred to as NM cable, in attics requires careful consideration of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, to ensure safety and compliance. One common question revolves around the practice of stapling NM cable to the surface of rafters in an attic space. According to the NEC, NM cable must be protected from physical damage. This requirement is paramount in areas where the cable is exposed and susceptible to impact or abrasion. In an attic environment, several factors can contribute to the risk of physical damage to NM cable. Firstly, foot traffic within the attic can pose a significant threat. Individuals accessing the attic for storage, maintenance, or other purposes may inadvertently step on or brush against the cable, potentially causing damage to the insulation or conductors. Secondly, falling objects can also present a hazard. Items stored in the attic, such as boxes, tools, or seasonal decorations, may shift or fall, impacting the NM cable and compromising its integrity. Thirdly, the presence of rodents or other pests can lead to damage. These animals may chew on the cable, exposing the conductors and creating a fire hazard. When NM cable is installed in an attic and is accessible, meaning it is not protected by the building's structure, it is considered subject to physical damage. The NEC mandates that NM cable be protected from physical damage through various means, one of the most common being the use of a raceway. A raceway is an enclosed channel designed to hold and protect wires and cables. Common types of raceways include electrical metallic tubing, or rigid metal conduit, or RMC, and flexible metal conduit, or FNC. The selection of an appropriate raceway depends on the specific installation requirements and environmental conditions. For instance, in dry locations, EMT or FMC may be suitable, while in wet or corrosive environments, RNC or PVC conduit may be necessary. Installing NM cable within a raceway provides a physical barrier that shields the cable from potential damage caused by foot traffic, falling objects, or rodents. The raceway acts as a protective layer, preventing the cable from being directly exposed to these hazards. In instances where running a complete raceway is impractical or infeasible, alternative methods of protection may be employed. One option is to use guard strips, which are typically made of wood or metal and are installed alongside the NM cable to provide a degree of physical protection. Guard strips can help to deflect impacts and prevent the cable from being directly stepped on or struck by falling objects. Another approach is to install the NM cable in a location where it is less likely to be subjected to physical damage. For example, running the cable along the underside of rafters or joists can help to protect it from foot traffic and falling objects. However, it is crucial to ensure that the cable is adequately supported and secured to prevent it from sagging or becoming damaged over time. In the specific scenario of NM cable stapled to the surface of tuxate rafters in an attic, the installation may indeed be a code violation if the cable is deemed to be exposed to physical damage. The fact that the cable is located directly next to the ridge board and runs parallel to it does not necessarily provide adequate protection. While the ridge board may offer some degree of shielding, it is unlikely to prevent damage from foot traffic or falling objects. The height of the attic, in this case 70 inches from the floor to the peak of the gable, is also a relevant factor. An attic with a relatively low ceiling height is more likely to experience foot traffic and accidental contact with the NM cable. Therefore, it is essential to carefully assess the specific conditions of the attic and determine whether the NM cable is adequately protected from physical damage. If there is any doubt, it is advisable to install a raceway or other approved means of protection to ensure compliance with the NEC and to safeguard the electrical system. In addition to physical protection, the NEC also addresses other aspects of NM cable installation in attics. For example, the code specifies requirements for supporting and securing the cable, as well as for maintaining proper clearances from heat sources and other potential hazards. When installing NM cable in an attic, it is crucial to adhere to all applicable NEC requirements to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. Proper planning, careful installation techniques, and the use of appropriate materials are essential for achieving compliance and preventing potential problems. Here are a few additional points to consider regarding NM cable installation in attics. Firstly, consider the ambient temperature of the attic. Attics can experience extreme temperature fluctuations, especially during the summer months. The NEC specifies temperature ratings for NM cable, and it is essential to select a cable that is suitable for the expected temperature range. Secondly, pay attention to the presence of insulation. If the attic is insulated, it is important to ensure that the insulation does not trap heat around the NM cable. Excessive heat can degrade the cable's insulation and reduce its lifespan. Thirdly, be aware of the potential for moisture. Attics can be prone to moisture accumulation, especially in humid climates. Moisture can damage NM cable and create a shock hazard. Therefore, it is essential to take precautions to prevent moisture from coming into contact with the cable. Fourthly, properly grounding electrical systems is crucial for safety. The NEC provides detailed requirements for grounding, and it is essential to follow these requirements carefully. A properly grounded electrical system can help to prevent electric shock and minimize the risk of fire. Fifthly, consider future expansion. When installing an NM cable in an attic, it is wise to plan for future electrical needs. Installing extra circuits or running larger gauge wires than are currently required can make it easier to add new electrical devices or appliances in the future. To summarize, installing NM cable in attics requires careful attention to the NEC and a thorough understanding of the potential hazards. Physical protection, temperature considerations, moisture control, and proper grounding are all essential factors to consider. By following best practices and adhering to the NEC, one can ensure a safe and reliable electrical system in the attic. When evaluating whether the stapled NM cable installation violates code, consider these specific points. Is the attic readily accessible, increasing the likelihood of foot traffic? Are there any stored items that could fall and damage the cable? Could rodents or pests access the cable and cause damage? Is the cable exposed to extreme temperatures or moisture? To mitigate the risk of physical damage, consider these options. Install the NM cable in a raceway such as the EMT or FMC. Use guard strips to protect the cable from impact. Reroute the cable to a less exposed location. In conclusion, while stapling an NM cable to rafters may seem like a straightforward installation method, it is crucial to carefully evaluate the potential for physical damage and ensure compliance with the NEC. When in doubt, it is always best to err on the side of caution and provide additional protection for the cable. This proactive approach will help to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system in the attic for years to come. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for specific requirements in your area. If you are unsure about any aspect of an NM cable installation, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others.